What's up guys, Sean here. So we are back on the road again. This weekend we're headed out to do some hiking and some hammock camping and cook some pork chops over the fire. So it's going to be a good time. But first we got to get there, get hiked in and set up. All right, we are here. It's time to get hiked into camp and get set up. Okay, so we are hiking in the camp, and I know that this weekend I didn't bring anything to cook with but fire. And passing this log here, I thought about it real quick and I want to show you something. So when we're out here, we're always looking for resources. And one of the best resources for me for fire is fat wood. Now we can find fat wood in a lot of different places. We can find fat wood in stumps in the ground. But one of the places you can find fat wood, like this tree, this dead pine that's laying over on its side, a lot of times where the limbs come out of that tree, right against the base of that tree, you'll find some resinous fat wood. So I decided to go ahead and give this a try. Check this out. And this thing is heavy with resin, super heavy. So I went ahead and cut that piece off of it. And it is pure resin just about. I'll show you where it came off of the tree here before we get back on the trail. So right here, right where this limb would have come off of the tree, let's see, came off one of these directions. Anyway, but right where this limb came off of this tree, that's where I cut that from, and it is so waxy. It smells like turpentine or pine sol in my opinion. That's a good resource right there for a natural way to get your fire started. I can't stress enough for you to figure out what the natural resources for getting a quick fire in your area are. Whether it be fat wood here in the southeast, or cedar in the southwest, or birch bark in the north. Whatever area you're in, there is a quick fire resource. Learn it. All right, well, we have made it. So I was looking around here to try to find me a good spot, and I think this is going to be a pretty cool spot to set up. So I'm going to set up from this tree to this tree right here. And there's this little canal right here beside me. It's dry right now, but the other side of me over there is the pines. Really beautiful area here. If I can set my hammock up here without falling down that hill in the middle of the night, it'll be perfect. Earlier, when I was carrying my pack over here, I had set it down on the ground to talk to the guys, and something stung me on my back, and I didn't see what it was. And made me a little nervous, but it only hurt for a few minutes, and then it quit hurting, so I'll play it by ear and feel it out. If it seems like I've got any sort of issue, I'll just book it on out of here. But it is what it is. I think it'll be fine. So I may go ahead and take a Benadryl just in case. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff set up now. And we've got some pork chops to cook for dinner. And other than that, I'm gonna just chill out and relax. I've needed this to get out here in the woods, and now we're finally here. So I'm gonna get this stuff set up and just try to chill and relax. All right, well, we are all set up. So got my underquilt set up on here. It's only supposed to get down to about 60 tonight, but 60 degrees is still cool enough for me to want to underquilt. With the breeze blowing across here and everything, I'm gonna want to keep that back warm. So I got my underquilt and my overquilt on there, so I think I'm pretty good there. For dinner tonight, I've got some pork chops to make. And I had planned on cooking them over my new little firebox. So I have the Uberleben Stoker little twig stove here. We're gonna try out. Uberleben was nice enough to send us some stuff for wild camp, and I've got some stuff here to try out for the channel. So we're gonna try out this little twig stove and cook our dinner on it. And it's never had a fire in it, so we need to get a good fire going in it and burn it off first. So now we need to run around here and pick us up some firewood and get us a fire going in here, and then get ready to make some dinner. Let's see here. It's not quite as dry as I would like. Didn't get quite the snap that I'm looking for. That's a little better.
Forbidden fruit.
Just wanted to look bushcrafting.
Yeah,
just tell me.
Just wanted to simmer later. I can bring it up.
The perfect fuel, but it doesn't do bad. I mean, I use the same amount as I do the heat and boiling the same amount of water. Good enough. Sliced up potatoes. Sometimes I'll throw some green beans.
Yes, sir. Figured they'd make good dumplings.
think they can eat all
No, I get the one that's on the shelf by the beef jerky.
Oh, yeah, I ain't never had that. We used them.
Top of us.
Just throw it in the microwave for about a minute.
All right, so that little Stoker twig stove is really doing good, and I haven't had the best luck with twig stoves in the past, but I'm actually pretty surprised with that one. It is really doing good. So getting these pork chops ready. I've got these two, I don't remember if these were sirloin pork chops or ribeye pork chops is what it is, it says. And then I've got just a little baggie of that Meat Church Blanco seasoning. I know that is my go-to right now. I really like that seasoning. But we're gonna get these seasoned down, and I think I'm gonna cook these in my little GSI skillet that I've got in my little cook kit. We're gonna try that out on the little twig stove and see how that works.
So, Grayl Tuff. Took my Grayl out for the first time. We came back, it was shot into 3 pieces. The lid, the insert, and then the outside. But it still works great. It still works.
We're making chicken salad, and that's about it. I've made.
They went camping to buy these Mountain House meals. They have a family of 5.
All right, so we got the ribeye pork chops done. Cut us a little piece off here, see how it looks. Everybody else has had their dinners going, and Buddy cooked some chicken and dumplings over the fire, which was cool. And some of the other guys had freeze-dried meals and stuff like that, but obviously I gotta cook some meat. So that turned out really good, I think. Really good. Tender too. All right, guys, so tonight we're doing something a little bit different. We're not doing a cocktail. Tonight I have a cup of peppermint tea. I know some of you are gonna be very disappointed, but doing a little bit of peppermint tea tonight. Really feeling a little bit under the weather. I didn't feel the greatest this morning, so trying to ward it off. But we have had such a great day today, and dinner was delicious. We're sitting around the fire tonight trying to ward these mosquitoes off. But I think I'm gonna drink my tea and get ready to call it a night. I'll see you guys in the morning. That little thing works really good. I'm actually really happy with this little, I guess it's called a Stoker firebox. Uberleben. It's been really good. I like it. I'm surprised, like I said, I haven't had good luck with one of these things.
The grate on it is really nice.
I like the grate. That's pretty cool. It's kind of small to try to grill something on, but
I've never had a pre-made one, a store-made one. I've always
Top and shit.
coffee.
But then, as you get the steel one, it's like 2-ish pounds. So then if you get the titanium, it's like.
So Buddy and I hiked out and did some exploring this morning, and we found a new water source way back in the swamp area back there. We also found a big, literally a log of fat lighter. A whole tree fell down, and the whole thing is fat lighter. So that's a cool resource to know. And this is just in our camping area that we're at out here. So for future reference, we know that we have ready fire out there if we need it. And then we came back and found this little guy hanging out at the water. And that's pretty cool. So he's about a 7-foot gator laying here in the swamp area. That's Gator Hole, so aptly named. it is time to get this broke down. So we did get a little rain last night. It rained a little bit after midnight, and rained on and off a couple times. Not real long, but there's some water on the tarp still, so get all this water popped off of here we can, because it is that time. Try to get this thing broke down and get headed back out. Did a little taut line hitch this time on this one for the fun of it. Do something different. Every now and then, you know, you get in the habit of doing the same things over and over again, and just something you get used to doing. So every now and then I like to do a different knot or something like that, just to kind of keep myself up on the things that I know how to do but don't do very often. And it's good to just keep that stuff in practice. I did steal some cordage from my center tie outs to reach out to touch these other trees here, but that's all right. I really don't use the center tie outs very much anyway, so if I have to, I'll steal it back and put it back on the center, but for now I'm gonna just leave it how I got it. See if I can get back down to this one without falling down the hill. Slippery stuff. Whoop. That's how easy that is. Now on that one, I just used a lark's head and a stake as a toggle for a quick release. That way I didn't have to stand there on that hill and try to untie a knot or a trucker's hitch or something on that tree limb. And that made it really easy to just get down there and unhook it real quick and get back up the hill. And that's some things you should be doing. Try these things and make sure you know how to do them, and make sure you're proficient with them where you can actually do them. You don't know just the theory of it. Make sure you can put it into practice. So that's what we're doing out here, always learning. Same thing here. And just like that, I'm the last person in camp again, every time. But it's okay, I like it that way. All right, so we are all wrapped up. I am just doing my last pass around camp to make sure I haven't forgotten anything or dropped anything. Make sure I got my tree straps and any cordage. Looks like we are pretty well all wrapped up. I'm gonna go ahead and run around here and check these other campsites that everybody was at, just to make sure nobody else left something. This is where Carl was set up over here. No trace. That's one of the reasons I like to camp with these guys. I walk around this whole place, didn't find a single thing that I needed to pick up. These guys are great with the leave no trace thing, and that's something you should strive for too. Take more out than you brought in, so if you find some garbage or something on the ground, haul it out. I know it's not your garbage, but let's leave the places better than we found them. All right guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I've had a great time. I really needed this overnighter, and it has really helped. Now it's time to head back home and try to see if I can get that Jeep fixed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it that big thumbs up for me. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down there and ring that notification bell. You get notified next time we put out a video. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next week.